dramatic turn of events, Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who has held power for 15 consecutive years, has resigned and fled the country. This unexpected move follows weeks of intense unrest and violent protests that have left over 300 people dead. On Monday, thousands of protesters, defying a strict curfew, gathered in Dhaka as part of the March to Dhaka campaign, demanding Hasina's resignation. The situation escalated as they breached police barricades and stormed the Prime Minister's official residence, Gano Bhavan. Fearing for her safety, Sheikh Hasina and her sister Rehana were quickly evacuated by a motorcade to the old Tejgaon airport. They were airlifted in a Mi-17 helicopter and later transferred to a Bangladesh Air Force C-130 transport aircraft, arriving at Hindon Air Force Station near Delhi. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and Air Marshal PM Sinha met Hasina upon her arrival in India. Sources confirm that she has requested asylum in the UK, where her sister holds citizenship. Hasina is expected to stay in India for a few days while her asylum request is processed. In Dhaka, Army Chief General Waqar Usman addressed the nation, confirming Hasina's resignation. He urged protesters to cease the violence and promised to form an interim government, ensuring justice for those killed during the unrest. Talks have already begun with opposition parties and civil society members to restore order. Despite the army chief's plea, the situation in Dhaka remains tense. Protesters were seen celebrating their perceived victory, chanting slogans, and vandalizing Awami League offices and residences of politicians associated with Hasina's regime. Renowned photographer and human rights activist Shahidul Alam, participating in the protests, expressed the collective relief, saying, "Beautiful moments descended into the capital and Bangladesh as a whole as tyrant Sheikh Hasina finally stepped down. See the joy of people who have been denied joys by her regime over a decade." The protests initially erupted last month after the controversial reinstatement of a government job quota favoring children of war veterans. Despite a court ruling to scale back the quotas, the demonstrations intensified, demanding justice for those killed and Hasina's resignation. With an interim government on the horizon, Bangladesh faces a critical juncture. The nation now hopes for peace and stability after enduring weeks of turmoil and tragedy. Stay tuned with Pinkwilla for the latest updates on this developing story. Follow us on all our social media platforms for real-time news.